But yeah, there's still something there. Okay. Bugs are like mad crazy. Okay, I really can't tell what that is, and I'm zoomed in all the way. So I'm going to zoom back out. A lot of bugs, and they want to interfere with the video already. But this is our the scouting before I go down on the path. Because you could see right off the bat, man, that picked up, unfortunately this mosquito netting thing in theory works, but in practice it's suffocating. Kind of hard to deal with. Okay, so again, I got a lot of bugs because it's 70 degrees. The thermal scans this real good. Okay. And 70 degrees, humidity 66%. So steamy night, mostly clear. You can see right up there we have 2 more days till the full moon night, and unfortunately I would do the hike on the full moon night, but it is supposed to be raining that night, so can't do it. Looks like I don't want to chance it. But if it's actually clear, if the Weather Channel gets it wrong, as they often do on the full moon night, then I'll go out, because a clear night on the full moon night is usually pretty nuts. Okay, now I have the thermal. The thermal is like right on top of the main camera. Okay. And what I noticed from my most recent hunt with using this, thermal is very effective. Very good at it. I, however, was 50% at picking out stuff. I missed things twice and caught things twice. So I definitely need your eyes, need your ears. I do have the IR camera with me. However, I'm limited with my hands for trying to work everything. And the bugs were inundating me so much over there. I wanted to use that there on the bridge. The bugs are pretty bad. Again, I'm doused with the camping cologne. You can see there is, this is like washing out, so it's a difficult step. Okay, so right off the bat, and I could say, I mean, I was looking at the thermal and everything. I don't want to say 100% what it was, but probably deer. Okay, we have some of the noise. That bridge that I was just showing where the deer were under, that's the Cole Walker Bridge. That's Route 7. Okay. I am going to try and be checking 2 cameras. And I am solo tonight. Didn't have anyone with me. Couldn't get anyone to go with me here tonight, because it's a Monday night. And unfortunately not always able to get someone that can go with me. Okay. So I had to go back here, especially since we keep having bobcat noises and other predator noises, and we spotted them down here, but we're continuing to investigate. Mostly predator activity. We love finding the deer or any other wildlife that I can find. And have to try to not pan so much. I'm going to try to do some longer looks through the thermal. And now my editor gave me fits trying to, it does not like the editor, not the computer, but the editor program I'm using does not like the iPhone for some reason. Now, what I gotta have you know, because this is the place as a teenager, I spent lots of time down here and camping and everything, and prior to these recent videos, the last time I had walked down here alone at night was in 1991. Okay, and literally you couldn't have, and even that night I was a little freaked out when I did that. And I didn't go back that night much farther than about what I am right now. So I gotta say, and this has been over the years, because we've got a lot of stuff scare us back then. From our camping, I got something. There we go. Right off the bat, that looks like a deer. Caught it on the thermal first. There it goes, it's moving. Yeah, that's a deer. He doesn't want to try to stick around. However, the thermal is catching him. There's two thermals, and then see their eyes shine. They're trying to peek around trees, but my thermal is tagging both of them pretty good. It's a hot dog. There's a wind right off the bat. I don't know if I would have noticed them without the thermal picking them up first. Okay. Okay, now, like I said, I love finding these. We're going to move over to a different spot because the thermal is going to get them. And I'll be able to find them. There. It's a better view. Right there. We got two of them. This place never disappoints. I was driving my daughter to school today, and right at the skip-on field called CLYO, which is right across from the Center Street path that I always take. Look at, there's more of them. I got a whole bunch of them over there. Now that's at least 3. Okay. Wow. They're good sized ones too. And I got something in the foreground on the thermal. And I can't tell, but it's picking up a hot spot. That might be an animal. Look at these guys. So, I'm going to stay zoomed and move. Okay, maybe that other hot spot is not, but the bugs are wanting to just mess with everything tonight. Okay. Get off, bugs, get off. Okay. So I definitely can tell those are deer. There's a big group of them. What I was saying, CLYO is kind of in the middle between my neighborhood spot and the Indian Mound. And I've seen 2 deer in the daylight in the morning as I was taking my daughter to school. We seen 2 deer there. Now, I have to say, right over there, many times we see bald eagles in the morning. Can hear the frogs going. I could tell you on some of our camping trips, I really wish I would have had this thermal. Okay, I'm moving on from the deer. Okay. So, definitely watch, because I'll have the thermal posted, probably separate, because again, the editor really hates this iPhone. But that's not good. Somebody left their trash and it's still giving off heat. Whatever it is. Not supposed to leave their trash. That's food. Well, and we'll get the raccoons, aka trash pandas. We'll come up here if somebody leaving that. Coyotes may go for that too, which I thought I just heard a bark in the background. I'm definitely hearing a dog. I think that is anyway. Again, I start speaking too soon on stuff. And what I have to say is probable, because that could be a coyote. Now, last time I was down here, something that kind of interrupted my investigation and made me definitely rush out of here was two guys with flashlights, and I really think they were hiding in the woods. Well, I'll tell you what, with this thermal on, man, I've tested this out on people a lot. I'm telling you, I think someone would have a real hard time hiding from me with this thermal. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because I'm still not what you would call an expert at using this. So, this is actually only night hike number 2 with it. Okay. Again, Weather Channel said air temperature was 70. But a lot of the things in here are showing like a base of in the upper 60s. Most of the things I found for like life right now with this type of temperature will read 70 or above. Now, hotter days or hotter nights in the summer, that will be something for a learning curve, because as we get hotter weather, the life form may not be the hottest thing in the woods. It may be still left over from trees that are absorbing things, and I don't know. There's a lot I have to do with this. Learning, that is. So, that's what I did have my friend John teaching me how to learn that, who was with me on the last hike at Camp Pete. He is literally a nuclear engineer. Yes, and that's pronounced nuclear for those of you in Rio Linda. And if any of you are confused, the people in Rio Linda are not that smart. Pretty slow. It's Rio Linda, California. Not really that smart. So you really have to pronounce things for them. Because those are the people there in Rio Linda. They think Joe Biden's doing a great job. I hear a motorcycle in the background. And So there's some sections of this woods that are older. A lot of this section, though, as it being right up along the river, this area tends to flood a lot and has ripped out a lot of the trees over time. And just inland a little bit from this is very new because it used to be farmland. As compared to like Camp Pete is a very, very old, talking about like back to Camp Pete was probably wooded when Ohio became a state in 1803. It's probably still, like a lot of it, untouched since then. Or Friends of Conneaut Creek, Metro Park where I had the Scream and the giant tree is. A lot of that's been just untouched pretty much forever. And there's those types of places here in Conneaut. Same. I'm trying to scan both cameras. I say this picks up the bigger animals, like the deer and coyotes and everything. Larger animals, dogs. I've tested this out. People and whatnot. It will pick up very well. It is harder at picking up some of the smaller critters. I think mostly because it's a small screen and you can very easily blow the screen up, but in the moment trying to use it, you're probably going to miss them. And it puts off a lot of light. Okay. It's one of the flood ponds that pretty much now stays filled all the time. This used to not be, but it's like a mosquito haven. So, what we have here in the river, some of that may be natural and not. Okay. The D-bag that lives in the property up here, which I can see his house lit up and everything there from the thermal, they pushed all that into the river. Okay. They cut the tree and pushed it over the side into the river. Now these are the people too, like you can see in the fall time, you can see all the trash in their backyard that they just dump over the side of the hill. Don't get me going on that, because I mean, I literally can rant on that. I'm not an environmentalist, however, I do believe in being responsible with the beautiful gifts God has given us. Okay. So, do notice the thermal gives off a lot of light into my eyes. I just heard a noise over there, but I don't know, I don't see anything. It sounded like a rock throw. Picking up. Okay. I don't see any eye shine, but boy, that is, it's a big rock, what it looks like, but boy is it putting off heat. Okay. Because I can see it pretty well on here. And the thermal is really hitting on it. Reading the temperature up of like 70, 73 some degrees. But that's just a rock. It's a hot rock. But it would definitely, if you had just the thermal and no camera, you would think that was something alive. And nope, it's not. You can see the cold spot is picking up the waters running down the side of the hill. Okay. Times where I pick up these critters across the creek. I don't see anything now. Okay. The thermal picks up pretty deep into the woods, and I just had a bug try to go in my ear. I literally put deep woods off inside my ear to try to prevent that. I am getting a bunch of bugs. Again, the mosquito netting thing I got it's suffocating. Okay. You can see that's a sign up ahead. There's the damage that Eric and Hattie did. Okay. So, I'm hitting on something dead ahead. What is that? That is not my finger. It's like a bug. Get off of my lens. That was a bug doing that. Okay, I'm hitting on something dead ahead that the thermal is seeing and registering pretty high. But I cannot see anything on the camera. So. Okay. So I gotta quietly move up because it's moving. Yeah, that is something alive, but I cannot see it. It was something, heard me and started moving. So I did catch, that's good. Caught one animal. Over this way, but it took off, but it looked like it was a larger animal. And again, I'm like forgetting to scan. The other way. I noticed down here, especially when I start to get like surrounded by the woods, I will tend to, unfortunately, lock my focus a little too much on one direction. Okay. So I had something that was pretty good size over here, and I seen it move as I advanced, and that's kind of got my focus because it was larger, but I couldn't tell what it was. I may be able to, when I get onto, put that onto the computer and blow it up. I may be able to figure out what it was. Okay. I do not see or hear anything. And of course, it's kind of, you can't get away from those trains. That's one in the train yard. So that is a Norfolk and Western train. Okay. When you live around them your whole life, you get pretty, because there's three train yards, you get pretty good at picking out where they're from. So that's one that is getting ready to probably start hooking up cars. And this part where I'm moving into the woods. Picking up something dead in front of me that is small, low to the ground. I do have, that is a critter in front of me, and I have bugs. So I have something alive in front of me. I cannot, I'm trying to zoom in on that. It is picking up a smaller critter on the thermal right now. It's definitely reading hotter than everything else. And it's beneath all these weeds and everything. It's definitely not a piece of wood either. But it's a smaller thing, and it's definitely wanting to hide from me. So I'm going to try to move. You know, I come real late at night on a Monday night thinking maybe we won't have all the traffic. I mean, it's approaching midnight right now, and you still get people out revving the engines. Okay, so this area I gotta try and do a scan. Bugs on my screen. Thankfully no flashlights tonight. Yeah, that changed the whole atmosphere of that hike, especially when I seen them not turn around and go back with them or come towards me with them, but turn them off to hide. That had me freaked out, and that was one of the moments where I said I definitely need a thermal. That's when I started looking for this camera. This is the moment that brought me to it. Okay. You can see some of those lights across there. That's some of the lights of COIO, Skip-On Park. I just heard a thud and I don't know what that was. I see somebody threw their litter here. They tossed a bottle. People hike and enjoy the woods. Clean up after yourself. Okay. Lots of webs, and they look like they're all those little inchworm things. Hate those things. I can see some of those, the worms on the string. Okay. It's weird. The vegetation looks like somebody sprayed weed killer all over it. Looks like it's dying or something. Several deer, some other smaller animal on the thermal only, and a larger animal on the thermal only. That took off before we could. Okay, so dang. Okay, so it does look like they've been back here to do some maintenance, because this was all like in the way. And I am getting on that hot spot, and it's right where the hole of that tree is, so there might be something living in there. There's like a big knot with a hole on that down tree, and it's emanating quite a bit of heat, so it does look like they did some work clearing the path. Good to know. Crew's been out to do path maintenance. Okay. We're pretty deep in the woods at this point. We're at the base of the Indian Mound. One thing I wanted to do is, last time over here I was concerned, I was hearing some noises. I was concerned about the people with the flashlight, but I wanted to go over here. This goes to the edge where you can look out over the river. It's about the highest spot on here, because it's part, I'm actually standing on part of the mound. Looks like somebody came back here to drink their beer and threw their cans. A-holes. Okay. Why don't I just try scan over here, see. Okay, so the thermal can pick up the opposite side of the creek. The water is reading at about 73 degrees. You'd think the water would be the cooler one spot, but it's not. Okay. Alright. So for some reason, that looks like a game trail going that way. Oh. Look this way towards the mound. So one of the things I wanted to go over, some more of the history of this place, which I've said in the past, there's a lot of history on this place. Some of this is an area that me and my friends, spent a lot of our time down here in our teen years. And we constantly had incident after incident with something, there's no way it was human, and no way it okay, and we at one time when we ended up chasing something, thought we were chasing a ghost, the ghost of the Indian Mound. Something would sneak in and steal my friend's powdered donuts. All the time that he was saving for the morning, and our marshmallows. And you'd say, well, raccoons could do that. Ooh, got a noise there. Raccoons could actually do that. However, I woke up one of the nights when it was there, and it was no raccoon. Okay. It was no raccoon. There's one of those darn, the worm strings. Okay. It's getting real creepy back here. And what I seen, standing over my friend who had the donuts, eating his bag of donuts, was something 7 to 8 foot tall, huge, covered in hair. Monstrous, and scared me so bad I was afraid. I just had to close my eyes and make sure it didn't hear me, and just started praying. Just started praying in my head, calling on the name of Jesus, and then I heard it slowly walk away. Set the bag down quietly, and walked away. And I was afraid to see anything until I seen sunlight. I laid awake the rest of the night, and in the morning told some of my friends, and they were instantly not buying the story, so I told them it was a man that was there that stole the donuts, but it was no man. And then they, scoffed and picked at me, and then said, why didn't you wake us up? We could have found him. I'm like, you guys were dead asleep. And it was over top of us. I said, I don't know what we could have done. So, it ate the donuts and left peacefully, thank God. And I think that was because everybody stayed still. And I was able to see, had the eye squinted because I didn't even want it to see me awake, picking up on something right here. Okay. We got something alive back here. Thermal showing it. It looks like it's a deer. I can see those ears with my plain eyes. There you go, right in the center. Let's see if I can get my hand. I can't get my hand out there, but you can see those ears sticking up. The thermal caught this again. There we go, a little bit of eye shine. I can see the deer. Those little radar ears. There he goes. Something over this way. Thermal caught that. I would have missed that completely because I didn't catch eye shine on it until I was actually able to spot its ears sticking up because of the thermal before we were able to catch any eye shine. That's another cool find. Bug trying to get on me here. And I practically bathe in that deep woods off, man, and I still get some landed on me. Not as bad as some other nights. But I still, you have a bug land on you and you shoot off, but then it still feels like you can feel it on you. Got a noise up here. Okay. A noise up here, but I picked up nothing. If you heard that or seen that, please mark that in the comments. About 45 minutes. And I am knifing through webs. And here in the background, this direction, it almost sounds like a whining, and that may be the coyotes. Okay. I'm starting to hear noises. I'm sorry. Panning quickly. So I'm looking one way and I start hearing a noise the other. Okay. And I'm getting nothing on the thermal that I'm seeing. I do gotta say, this thermal is a great pickup here. This thing has already been paying off. Things I would have missed already, this is catching. It's like even when we have the thick overgrowth there for spring and summertime. That makes it harder for you to catch eye shine. This stuff will pick it up. And it sees pretty far back into the woods, which is pretty neat. Okay, gotta do a 6 check here, because I haven't done it in a while. Okay, so I know we're far along in the video for me to start mentioning things here. I don't really like to talk as much about me. Okay, now some of you may be aware, okay, because I am a 100% disabled veteran, 100% disabled, injured in Afghanistan, and I've gotten a lot of health conditions from the things I was exposed to. Okay. Some of those conditions, like tonight, we have very poor air quality. It requires medication for me to operate in poor air quality. And it only ends up being to an extent. And then I have to get home and run air filters. So yes, I'm high maintenance to an extent. And a big part of it is the back is very badly damaged in a lot of places. And that has been sidelining me. It also gives me these debilitating headaches, and it's from the spine. And I have been, with that, going through the medication I have at a more rapid pace. And it's designed to be able to get out and do stuff. So one of the things here, as you can see, the Indian Mound is no joke. Now look, there is that's the gas well, fenced in. I have bugs flying in front of me. Okay. Indian Mound is no joke. However, this is one of my most familiar places. And again, my stomping grounds that go back to the 80s. Okay, so at this and the one at the end of my neighborhood, I am the most comfortable in. Okay. These are not gargantuan hikes I'm taking, because I'm just not up to it, and we need to scan with this stuff anyway, so it doesn't help that I really probably can't go at too fast of a pace. But I'm letting you guys know, and there was a gap in my posting videos because I could not get out because of that. I usually don't let a video sit after I record it. I usually don't let it sit too long. I usually try to get them out rather quick. Some of the times, I mean, I try to do editing or listening to them. A lot of that, that's what I have you guys, I need your guys' help with. You guys catch a lot of these things, and it's great. I can't tell you how grateful I am for you guys. Okay. I am humbled that you would watch my video, even, or the ones who have subscribed to my channel even more. I'm humbled. I do have a Facebook page, even though I don't like Facebook. I really am not a fan. Okay. And I can tell you, because I'm picky on there, I have more people following me on YouTube than do on Facebook. Okay, because I am not a big fan of it. But I kind of like, I kind of really like developing this community. It's some kind of a noise there. And I have gotten an attachment to you guys. You guys push me to do better. Because this is like my little business. I do expect very high standards of myself. So yes, you know, I work for myself here, and I have a prick for a boss. I just heard some kind of a noise there. That way. There it goes again. I heard it was over the traffic. That was definitely not a traffic noise. It was up towards the front. There it goes again. I'm trying to move closer towards it. There's something that is screeching multiple times, but it's in the distance. There it goes again. I'm hearing it. Dude, that sounds like a bobcat, but it's hard to tell. Yes, I heard that. That is a bobcat. I'm sorry, I'm moving rather quickly now. Scan. I wanted to get closer to that noise. I don't know if that picked up on here, but try to get the headphones on, or the surround sound. That was a bobcat screeching. Okay, right over there you can see in the distance the blue thing. That is the porta potty. I have to show Erica and Hattie that because that's their next target of destruction. I'm hoping that bobcat will sound off again up here. There it goes. So we definitely have to, I think that screech may have been coming from the other side of the Coal Walker Bridge. This thing is nice and easy to walk through, however, it's noisy, and it's been dry, and so I was able to give the mucks a break and go with the standard issue U.S. Air Force combat boots. nest. This is where I caught those bobcat. Well, I think I really surprised the heck out of. Okay, they're definitely down here. That was one screeching. It just went off again. It sounds like it's in Hogsback. Or over that way. Okay, and unfortunately that's the freeway, and we're going to start picking up heat signatures from that. Because it's midnight. It's midnight, and we still have people out riding their motorcycles on a Monday night. Okay. Here's that sign that I helped get put there. You can see the trail cams set up straight there. Okay. Man, there it goes. That sucker is screeching. It's going again. It sounds like something's dying over there. Okay. Now we're going to hit the steps, but we're not done yet. And these steps are kind of... understand why people are using that instead. These steps are a little rough. I want to see if we can hear that thing again. So we're going to go over to the bridge. It sounded like it was coming from Hogsback. The creek is kind of loud, so I don't think I'll end up hearing anything here, but we'll do one last check over here. Okay. Well, for a place where they've said there aren't supposed to be bobcat, I've been catching them on almost every hike, every different spot. We're catching bobcat. Okay, it's stopped now. I don't hear it, but you know, I'm going to actually drive. I'm going to have to drive over that way. I'm going to turn the camera off for that. Alright. I want to thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Want to tell everyone, God bless you. And enjoy this beautiful weather.